All right, welcome back, everybody. Wingless Wednesdays continuing right here on the Dirt Racing Network. Paukens Custom Tailgate Games, Wingless 360 Sprint Cars. Back at Lanier, you can see they've turned the lights on, reworked the track, got all those midgets out of here. We're going to have a complement of about 27 to 30 360 Wingless Sprint Cars in here. Probably going to line up about 3 heat races for you. Going to keep 18 of them for the feature race. Put 40 laps on the board. Let these guys get to tearing it up out here. Don't forget, likes, shares, and follows no matter where you're watching from. YouTube, Twitch, or any of our Facebook streams. Drop by Facebook, give us a follow. The Dirt Racing Network or at Dirt Racing Network. You'll be able to find us. Getting very close to the 4,800 followers mark. Trying to get to 5,000 so we can have a little bit of a special event for everybody. A lot of the familiar faces we're used to seeing. David Heileman, Brett Strickler, Weston Newell, Chris Roberts, Bo Brunning, Rusty Kruger's in here, Kevin Click, James Tiernan. A compliment. Top tier drivers for the series. Got about 40 seconds left in the practice session. Everybody knows what that means. We'll be getting ready to kick off our national anthem. Session 2 of Wingless Wednesdays, the final session of the night. Guys, don't forget tomorrow night, triple header Thursday. Dirt Slingers Thursday Thunder Series presented by Tim Sims General Tires and Howard Johnson's of Lima, Ohio. Around 8 Eastern, be the 360 cars right back here at Lanier. And then they're going to bring the 410s in for the Dirty Old Bastards Wicked Cushion Outlaw Series. Back-to-back shows for them. That'll do triple header Thursday for us. We'll wrap up another great week of racing right here on the Dirt Racing Network. But it is time for the national anthem, as performed by Johnny Reed Foley.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, Johnny Foley with our national anthem. These guys winding down, qualifying. Edens, Landis, Newell, Faria, and Stephen Hill, our top 5. Going to see the top 3 for sure in the heat races on the pole, it looks like. We'll let them cycle it through, figure out who's going to start where. Going to be scheduled for 4 heat races tonight. 10 laps for each heat race. Top 3 transferring directly through into the feature. We'll find the final 6 out of the B main. On the pole, the 321 of Coy Pennington. To his outside, the Dirty Old Bastard, Dirt Track Ambassadors, Wicked Cushion, number 93 of the Catfish, Chris Roberts. Row 2 on the inside, the Top Gun Motorsports, number 72 of Brad Faria, and on his outside, Swindell Speed Labs driver, number 211, James Edens. Row 3 on the inside, another Swindell Speed Labs machine, and that is Rusty Kruger, 5 machine. And on his outside, Colton Hardy drives the 152 car. In the 4th row, Swindell Speed Labs driver, number 00, Kendall Tucker. And to his outside in the Andes, Frost and Custard, number 94. That's going to be Todd LeBeau. And on the final row, on the inside, it says 92 on the ticker, but it's the X machine. That's the Wicked Cushion machine of Mike Keegan. And to his outside, the 068 of Brandon Thornhill. Looking over the points in this series right now, Rusty Kruger 7 points ahead of David Heileman, 24 ahead of Chris Roberts, 165 over Stephen Hill, and 216 back to the 5th place car of the Dirt Track Terror, James Tiernan. So Kruger with 1 win. David Heileman with 4, 7 points behind, but he does have 1 less start. So 7 points, 1 start. That's not a whole lot. We're going green right here. Heat race number 1. Coy Pennington to the front. Chris Roberts working the high side, hanging on to second. Kruger got in there a little hot. Tried to move James Edens up the hill a little bit. And Edens going to bear down and go after Faria. Move the 211 machine, the white car, right in the middle of the screen right there into the final transfer spot. Faria in 4th. Kruger sitting in 5th. Tucker, Hardy, LeBeau, Keegan, and Thornhill. The running order after 2 laps. Right now, Coy Pennington hanging on to the lead right here. Chris Roberts hanging in there in 2nd spot. But Edens was trying to put some pressure on him, and back here at the back. Ooh, I don't know what was going on right there, but Brandon Thornhill's car got turned around. We're going to get up here and watch Keegan and LeBeau. Oh, LeBeau got in there just a little hot. Got Colton Hardy a little bit. Oh, and then Keegan and Thornhill kind of come together trying to get the cars gathered back up and take off again. So halfway point of this one. Pennington, Roberts, Edens, the top 3 spots. Faria, Kruger, Hardy, Tucker, Keegan, Thornhill, LeBeau rounding out the field. Thornhill and LeBeau both took their cars to the infield. I think both cars had enough damage they couldn't continue. Well, Peyton, I cried a little before that with that trashy offensive series that we had to end our end of the game, and I think we could have made a better choice there. So I don't know. Guy throws one up from 40 feet and it does nothing but nylon. Now, what can you say? I mean, they won the game. Shouldn't have been in it, but they were there and they won it. Green flag back in the air. Pennington, Roberts, Edens, 1, 2, 3. Those guys will transfer the A main if they can stay in those spots. They're going to get 2 to go this time off of turn number 4. Chris Roberts working the bottom, closed in on Pennington right there. Not able to seal the deal. He had to back off just a little on the exit. That's going to let Edens up the inside. Move Edens to second. White flag being displayed right here. It's Pennington, Edens, Roberts, 1, 2, 3. Brad Faria hanging on to the 4th spot currently, but that's the first car out. Right now, off of turn 4, checkered flag for Pennington. He's going to bring Edens and Roberts to the A main with him. Hardy, Tucker, Keegan, Faria, Thornhill, LeBeau, everybody else alphabet soup here in just a couple of minutes. 1 down, 4 to go. And on the front row, the Wicked Relief Gum with CBD, Wicked Cushion Team Setting, number 25. Kevin Click to his outside, the 422. That's Ross Weiss. Inside row number 2, another Wicked Cushion Machine. That's the 127 of Stephen Hill. And on his outside, the Wicked Relief Gum with CBD, 19 Designs, Team Setting, number 31 of Tyson Landis. Row 3, inside, the Dirt Track Terror, the 210 car, James Tiernan. And on his outside, Bo Brunning in the 50. The 4th row on the inside, the Brown Paint and Body Unified Racing, number 292 of Paint and Grease. And on his outside, the Team Setting, number 38 of Brett Strickler. And on the back row by himself, it's going to be the 238 machine of Anthony Marvalijo. So the field is set. 9 cars, 10 laps, top 3 to the A main. Everyone else into the alphabet soup. Green flag, heat race number 2 underway. Good start for Click. I thought maybe Weiss had him timed up. Click with a good drive down to the inside. Big move by Hill. That stacks them up. Weiss and Landis both end up backwards. Drive off the inside, and Stephen Hill takes a deep down to 3. Car was still on the outside. Little right rear, left front action right there. Stacks the field up, but everybody's able to continue. So Click, Hill, Tiernan, Running Landis, Strickler, Grease, Marvalijo, and Weiss. The running order. Six to go when they take the green. Heat race number 2. Scheduled for 4. Actually scheduled for 3, excuse me. My mistake. I thought it showed 4 a minute ago, but it only showed 3. Clicks on the throttle of the green flag, back in the air. James Tiernan, good drive down the front stretch, closed the gap on Hill. Got even with him off the inside of turn 2. Put Tiernan into the second position, but Stephen Hill going to cross over. Now he's got it back in caution. One more time, maybe Brett Strickler this time. Maybe Peyton Grease this time. Let's go see what happened to Peyton back here. It had to happen off of turn number 4. Oh, out wide, right rear into the fence. Yep, that's going to jerk you into that opening every single time, because as soon as your right rear doesn't have anything to lean against, it's going to pull the car that side. And so they got some work to do on the 292 machine to get him back out here. Probably a 2-lap shootout for us. Still Click, Hill, Tiernan, Landis, Brunning, Weiss, Marvalijo, and Strickler. The running order. Middle heat race of our scheduled 3. Gonna have a 1 to go this time, it looks like. Can't see the pace truck, but I am pretty sure he's headed to pit road right here. So a 1-lap shootout. Green flag back in the air. We'll keep an eye on James Tiernan. He's the last car in right now, way out of shape in turn 2. Pulls it back underneath him, moves to second position. Tyson Landis around the high side of Stephen Hill. Kevin Click coming to win it. Tyson Landis, James Tiernan making it through. Stephen Hill, the first car out, and a little bit of contact after the fact right there. But we know the 3 that are making it through. So we're going to get 9 out of our heat races. We're going to find 9 out of our B main. We're going to get heat race 3 out on the track. On the pole, the Pace Performance Products number 34, Ryan Pace on his outside. The Wicked Energy Gum team setting number 84 of Billy Rowley. Row 2 on the inside. The Black Number Motorsports number 42 is Sean Wallenfelsen on his outside. Team setting number 222, Weston Newell. Row 3 on the inside. Tyler Silva drives the 317, and on his outside, the Napa Auto Parts Wicked Energy Gum KC Kane Sim Racing. Number 49 of the Hulk, David Heileman. Row 4 on the inside, the 181, Brett Hobson into his outside, Austin Carr. And on the back row, by himself, a Twisted Motorsports, number 54 of Alex Stoudinger. Green flag in the air. Big jump. Ryan Pace gets right to the front. Sean Wallenfels up to the second spot. Billy Rowley right behind him in third, but looking to the outside there. Trying to take it away from him. Weston Newell, David Heileman, fourth and fifth. Trying to work their way straight through into the A main. Don't want to have to work to the feature or the eliminations. Anything can happen there. And right now, Sean Wallenfels starting to fall back to the field. Ryan Pace, Billy Rowley, Weston Newell, Wallenfels, and Heileman now in that order. Ryan Pace a half second ahead of Billy Rowley. Weston Newell, this black and blue car right here in the middle of the screen, holding the last transfer spot, but Sean Wallenfels trying to work in there and get it back away from him. Caution flag out. Wallenfels. We were watching it live when it happened. Working behind Newell, trying to close in on him. Gets down to turns 3 and 4, and he'd already nicked the wall, and that put the right rear back up against it again. Tumble, tip, roll over. Rear end probably knocked out of that one, so he'll take it to the infield. Pace, Rowley, Newell, Heileman, Silva, Hobson, Carr, and Stoudinger. The 8 cars still in the race. Four to go right there. We'll see if the lights are going to go off on the pace truck. Looks like they are. We're going to have a 3-lap shootout to end this one. Pace truck is in. 3 to go. Pace, Rowley, Newell, but David Heileman now taking a peek up the inside on Weston Newell. Wasn't able to make it stick that time. Newell making a bid for second around Rowley on the high side. Rowley backed it up right into the Hulk. Now Tyler Silva into the third spot around Rowley. David Heileman off the bottom making a bid for that. Going to have the white flag in the air this time off turn 4 for Pace. Newell and Tyler Silva, your top 3. Silva's car, big blink going down to 1. David Heileman Down on the bottom. Checkered flag is out. Pace, Newell, and Silva, top three. Everybody else into consolation races. And we'll get those started here right away. So C-Main gridding out. On the front stretch. 9 cars scheduled to be in this one. Not sure how many we are going to get. But it's supposed to be Strickler and Carr on row 1. Faria and Marvalijo in row 2. Stoudinger and Thornhill in row 3. Row 4, Grease and Wallenfels. And Todd LeBeau on the back. Right now, looks like 8 of the 9 gridding out. We're going to take 2 from the C. Ten laps on the board for this. So I'm getting a correction, I believe, from race control. Going to make sure we've got everything set right so we know. Right now, we know we're taking 2 out of this one, moving them into the back of the B. And they took the top 4 from each of the heat races, so we're going to be looking for 6 from the B main. And the green flag's in the air over the C. Brett Strickler out into the front. Got Faria behind him on the bottom. Had Austin Carr to the top side. The blue and yellow machine right there. And oh, Brett Strickler puts the right rear into the fence. Had to back the car down. He's going to fall to 4th. That puts Faria P1. Austin Carr into 2nd. And Peyton Grease into 3rd. Todd LeBeau. Sean Wallenfels. I don't know. I don't know who brought out the caution. Nobody is backwards or sideways. Maybe Brandon Thornhill. Possibly. Oh, Thornhill got in there, got into LeBeau. LeBeau got into Wallenfels, and that was enough to trigger the caution. Sorry, guys. Chatting with race control via private messenger because he keeps getting disconnected from the TeamSpeak channel for some weird reason. I think it doesn't like him. It might have seen his picture once. I don't know. But all right, coming to the halfway point of this time. Carr, Faria, Grease, Strickler, Marvalijo, LeBeau, Wallenfels, and Thornhill, the 8 cars on the track.
Green flag, green flag.
Peyton Grease tried to time the start, had to back it off. It cost him a gap right there from 2nd to 3rd, and Brett Strickler's working the high side on him. Neither one of those cars in transfer spots right now, but Strickler would like to get up here, be able to focus and try to chase down the 72 car. 4 to go. Grease is out of shape. That's going to bring them together. I don't think we're going to go back to a green flag situation. Go back and watch. Peyton Grease's car gets pretty sideways here off of turn 2. Got a little contact right there going in, and that was going into turn 1. And he got it crossed in front of Marvalijo. And that was enough. So I think this one probably over with. Going to finish under the caution. Faria and Carr are going to be our 2 transfers. Everybody else done for the evening. We'll move them into the back of the B main. Put 12 laps up on the board, and we're going to find 6 cars out of that. Yeah, we go there tomorrow night, too. DSRL heads there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the 410s are back here. I'm not positive. So working the final lap, you see Brad Faria, Austin Carr. They're going to be our 2 transfers. They're going to go into our B main. Grease, Marvelio, Thornhill, Strickler, Wallenfels, LeBeau, and Stoutinger all done for the night. B main, 12 laps, top 6. Go to the A main. Everybody else gets to go home. Kendall Tucker, the 00 car, the 300 car, excuse me, on the pole. Bo Brunning to his outside. Billy Rowley, 84 on the inside, row 2. Rusty Kruger, the 5 on his outside, row 3. 422, Ross Weiss inside. Brent Hobson, the 181, sits to the outside of that row. Mike Keegan, the X car, on the inside of row number 4, and he's going to have Brad Faria on his outside. And Austin Carr going to have the back row to himself. Going to keep 6. We've only got 9, so 3 of these guys done for the night. Everybody else, A-main time for you in 40 laps. Well, that'll put a dent in your racing for sure. Tucker and Bruning off the front row. 12 laps on the board. Top 6. Going to be going green off turn number 4 this time. Green flag in the air. Good jump for Tucker. Browning had a little bit of a wheel spin when he put the throttle down right there on the initial start. So he is going to sit in the hornet's nest and the caution. All right there in turns 3 and 4. Rusty Kruger started up here in about 5th or 6th. Looks like 6th maybe. Down in turns 3 and 4. He and Billy Rowley just a little contact. He got a little help getting it turned to face the right way. But he's going to be at the back. He and Austin Carr both sitting at the back of the field. Tucker, Brunning, Rowley, Weiss, Hobson, Faria, Keegan, and then Carr and Kruger. Lights off on the pace truck. We're going back to the green flag. 8 laps to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag back on the speedway. Tucker Brunning, Rowley, the top 3. Ross Weiss right behind that. Brad Faria, Brent Hobson, the top 6. Mike Keegan right outside in 7th. The white car on the bottom. And now he's got himself in a position if he can slide by Faria. Faria way off the throttle. That slowed everybody down behind him, including Mike Keegan. But Keegan crosses over. Now Faria back in the action. Double crossover from him. He went straight to the bottom. But Faria in 6th, the black and orange car right there, had the transfer spot, and off turn number 2 on the bottom. Now move Austin Carr, the one way up top, clips the wall. Now Kruger cuts underneath. That's going to put those back 3 cars at a disadvantage. They lost a lot of space. Going to be 4 to go off turn 4. This time it's still Tucker, Rowley, Weiss, Brunning, and Hobson, the top 5. We're watching right here, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Faria's got the spot. Kruger wants to take it away, and he's going to the top side, trying to work on Hobson. Just can't get it there. Hobson and Faria keeping it too wide. And Kruger not able to get his nose stuck in there, and the lap's ticking off quickly. Austin Carr, big drive down in, turns Faria. Faria gathers it back, but that's going to put him out of it. Now it's Kruger and Hobson, 5th and 6th. Austin Carr with 2 laps to go, just about a lap and a half now, working on the backside, working topside. You're going around Hobson. Carr had it for the moment. Caution is out. Up at the front, that was Kendall Tucker's car. That was in the fence. Tucker threw it in there pretty tough in 1 and 2. Rowley got the lead back, and now he does it again in 3 and 4, and this time it just goes way too far. And from a transfer spot to loading it on the trailer, it happens that quick. But this one finishing up, Rowley, Weiss, Kruger, Brunning, Carr, and Hobson transferring through. Keegan, Faria, and Tucker done for the evening. All right, practice session, 2 minutes. Need to thank Paukens Custom Tailgate Games again for the second show on Wingless Wednesdays. As always, them along with Wicked Energy Gum, Wicked Relief Gum, Wicked Cushion. Proud sponsors of all the activities that you've been watching here on Wingless Wednesdays. With Paukens bringing you this Wingless 360 series tonight. We've got our 18 cars for the feature race. Be sure to drop by, give everybody a like, a share, say thank you for all the great racing that you watch on the Dirt Racing Network. Thanks to those sponsors. Let them know that you care so we can keep it here for the foreseeable future. Guys, if you haven't done so already, be sure to follow the Dirt Racing Network on the Facebook page. If you're watching us via YouTube or Twitch, follow us there as well. About 20 seconds left in the warm-up session, and then we're going to put 18 cars out here for 40 laps. Get them ready to go. Practice session over. Time to start lining the cars up. And we will go to our Raven Graphics starting lineup. On the pole, Coy Pennington, the 321 to his outside, the 25, Kevin Click. Ryan Pace inside row 2, James Edens to his outside. Row 3 of the 210, James Tiernan on his outside, the 222, Weston Newell. Row 4, Chris Roberts inside. Tyson Landis on the outside. Tyler Silva, the 317. Colton Hardy, the 152 in row 5. Row 6 inside, the 27 car, Stephen Hill, the 49, the Hulk, David Heileman. Row 7, Billy Rowley inside the 84. The 422 on his outside, Ross Weiss. Rusty Kruger inside of row number 8 with Bo Brunning on his outside. And in the final row, Austin Carr is going to be in the 1 machine. And on his outside, going to be Brent Hobson. Ryan Pace not making the call for the feature, so we're going to go with 17 cars, 40 laps on the board. See who's going to pick up the win in this one. It's kind of been the Heileman and Eden show around here for a while. See if one of these other drivers can take a win right here at Lanier. We're going green this time. Throttles on the floor. Green flag in the air. Pennington and Click. Tiernan with a slide job through 1 and 2. He's going to try to take second, but Click tried to make it back to the inside. Couldn't do it. Lost his traction, and that's going to put Tiernan on the high side, running in second. Kevin Click. Now Chris Roberts up the inside of James Edens. Edens right up against Kevin Click. Those guys very close, but they stayed off each other. We stay green. 2 down, 38 to go. Pennington, Tiernan, Click, Roberts, Edens, your top 5. Tyson Landis, the black car right there. Blue numbers on the side of it, and he sits in the 6th spot. Now Edens around Click. Click had to back up. That's going to stack cars up. Everybody keeping them facing forward. Tiernan, Pennington, Roberts running 3rd. Edens is 4th. Heileman slide job on Click. Through turns 3 and 4, move David Heileman into the 5th position. Edens in the 3rd spot. Roberts down on the bottom. James Tiernan is taking the lead. Half a second now over Coy Pennington. Pennington working the bottom. Tiernan working the top. Everybody starting to get spread out just a little bit here. About halfway around the track. Tiernan stretching it out 1.1 seconds. Now James Edens around the high side of Coy Pennington, and he's bringing the Hulk, David Heileman, with him. Pennington slide job on Heileman, and now caution. Bo Brunning backwards right here on the backstretch. Oh, Brunning found Kruger. Let's go back just a little further. See if we can figure out what was going on there. We lost everybody for whatever reason. Oh, there we go. And we had Rusty Kruger. Rusty's car seemed to be flashing around a lot right there. Like maybe his connection is just a little bit off tonight. But he got into the back of a car in front of him, and Bruning didn't have anywhere he could go and just kind of bumped him and spun out, and that triggered the caution. So top 10. Tiernan, Edens, Pennington, Pace, Heileman, Roberts, Landis, Hill, Click, and Newell. .43, the new white flag. So just around 30 to go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Tiernan, Edens, and Pennington. 1, 2, 3. David Heileman now works the inside. Going to have a half a car advantage going down into turn 3. See if he can hold it on the exit of turn 4. Yeah, at the line, still half a car. James Eden's trying to close the gap. About 2.5 cars that time down the backstretch. Pennington able to work the high line very effectively, and he's keeping right even with Heileman for the most part. Now they're 3 wide in turns 1 and 2. Edens was on the top. Pennington took a bid in the middle. Heileman was on the bottom, and Heileman comes out with the 3rd position. Pennington finding some pretty good sledding going through the middle right now. Now starting to fall back just a little bit. Tiernan stretching it out. 0.8 of a second. Edens runs right there in P number 2, but David Heileman almost slide jobs him right into the fence, but leaves him enough room to get by. And Pennington runs up the backside of the Hulk. Pennington grabbed the car back under him, kept Roberts and Landis behind him, and he's going to hang on to 4th for the time being anyway. The battle's starting to heat up for 2nd. These two battle each other each and every week in this series. Heileman's picked up 4 wins on the season, but the points leader's in the white car right there. He's got a 7-point lead coming into tonight. And right now, they're both trying to chase down James Tiernan, who is 1 second in front of James Edens. David Heileman in 3rd. Slide job through 3 and 4. Not going to make that one stick, it don't look like. They're dead even again at the line for 2nd and 3rd. Edens with the slide job that time, and the caution comes out, and that's going to secure the spot for him. Brent Hobson, Weston Newell maybe in this. Newell back there behind Silva, behind Hobson, beside Brunning. Down the real hot down into turn 3. And I think that Silva and Hobson might have made a little contact, and it broke both their momentum. And Newell just got in there hot. It looked real hot because those guys were going pretty slow right there. So we're going to move it to 46 for our new white flag. Right around 24 laps to go. Still Tiernan, Edens, Heileman in the top 3. Robertson, Pennington, your top 5 right now. We're going to go green this time. 24 laps left in the feature race. Tiernan working that slide line, but Edens has a good bite off the bottom, and that's a lot closer than Tiernan wants it to be. I'll guarantee you that. Both drivers a side job, and Tiernan right rears it into the fence, and he collects David Heileman. David Heileman's car still flipping and flopping down the front stretch. Pretty sure he's going to be done. Go back, get a look. Tiernan just way hot getting down the corner. Edens had a good bite off turn 2. And Tiernan just wasn't as low, I think, as he's used to going into the corner. Was up a couple of lanes there. Took the car in with about the same amount of momentum. And Stephen Hill, Tyson Landis, David Heileman, Bo Brunning, all off the track now. Edens, Roberts, Pace, Hardy, Carr, Kruger, Click, Rowley, Weiss, Silva. Our top 10.
green
flag back in the air. We're looking to go to lap 49, so 23 to go. Eden's still out front, but Roberts starting to work the bottom, and he's closing the gap. Colton Hardy, the 152. He's missing the nose piece on that car, but he is working the high side, and that car's still starting to come forward. 13, 12, 11 cars still on the track for this one. You see Austin Carr, the blue and yellow machine, working the bottom. He sits in fourth. Right behind these top three guys right there. Kevin Click in the mix. Austin Carr into trouble, and he's going to get the car off the track. No caution. We stay green. It's still Edens, Hardy, Roberts, and Kruger, your top four. Kevin Click in fifth. A good distance back from these guys. You'll see Rusty Kruger right there. Kevin Click quite a ways back. Full set of corners back behind that. We're watching a battle for second and third as James Eden is just cruising out here in the front. Inside 20 to go. Now Hardy able to get a little distance between himself and Chris Roberts there. Starting to work himself into a position where maybe he can battle for this win. Closing the gap a little here, a little there on the 211 machine. A foot or two at a time. Will he run out of laps before he can get there? He puts it in the fence that time. That's going to put Roberts right back on top of him. Right on board. Watch him chase down James Eden. You see Chris Roberts to the left side of the screen. Poke the car in there. 14 laps to go. Roberts trying to work that bottom side. Just inching ever so close. Now Chris Roberts got company. Rusty Kruger right on top of these guys. He's trying to work the top side. Roberts now around Hardy. Hardy back to third. James Eden's 1.8 seconds in front of Chris Roberts. Colton Hardy about 3/10 behind that. Rusty Kruger trying to catch up to these guys. Running out of time. Going to be 10 to go when they come off turn 4 this time. Eden's in the middle of 1 and 2. Roberts at the entry to 1. Hardy just a little bit behind that. Looks like everybody kind of settling into a rhythm now. Tyler Silva running in the 10th spot. Last car on the track. Most of the body work missing off of that car. But he's going into turn 3, and James Edens is coming off of turn number 2 already. So a straightaway between these guys. And Edens will start to work through traffic 2 1/4 seconds ahead of Chris Roberts, who's running through the middle now. And he's got the spot over Colton Hardy. Seven laps to go off turn number 4. James Edens, 2.3 seconds. Chris Roberts running right above the black. Both ends of the track. Still in the slick, but he's making it work. Colton Hardy in the 3rd spot. Rusty Kruger starting to close in just a little bit on him. Five to go that time by Rusty Kruger closing in slowly on Colton Hardy for 3rd. James Tiernan trying to work his way into that group too, but it's still Edens out in front of Roberts. Hardy in third. James Edens with 4 to go this time by. Three more times around as he comes off turn number 4. James Edens 3 seconds ahead of Chris Roberts. Colton Hardy still in third. And he's running around the cushion, but Edens and Kruger and Tiernan slowly and surely closing in. 2 to go right now, James Edens. He'll see the white flag the next time off turn 4. As long as we don't have a caution between now and then, they'll race it out. And this time by, white flag is in the air. James Edens out in front looking to pick up his second win of the season. Chris Roberts, Colton Hardy. Still second and third. Edens going to win it. Chris Roberts. Rusty Kruger with the big slide job, and he takes third. So at the end, Edens, Roberts, and Kruger, your top 3.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Colton Hardy 4th, and Kevin Click was 5th. But a last lap, last corner pass puts Rusty Kruger up on the podium. He'll join his teammate, James Eden, and the Catfish, Chris Roberts, up there. We'll let these guys slip in here, get parked. Get a good view. That ought to work for us right there. Really? Wow. All right, well, we'll wait for Mr. Kruger to get in. Having to communicate with race control via text here. But let's grab Rusty Kruger real quick, get these interviews started. Rusty, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, last corner, last lap pass, and you come home third right there. Talk to us about that race and that third place finish.
I just like to say I apologize to Brad Faria and about, let's say, 3/4 of the field tonight for, I felt like a human wrecking ball out there. I'm not going to lie. It's just not one of my proudest nights. Happy to get a third, but now I got to improve on keeping the mental state down and not losing my mind so many times, And
well, it's as much of a mental game as it is a physical game when you get out here, especially with these cars and having to basically wrestle them the entire time. So I'm sure these guys know you race pretty clean and they'll forgive you.
we can only hope, right?
In a perfect world, right? But anyway, man, talk to us about that third place finish. And, cars all over the place, and you guys were working many different lines. And I saw you go to the top for quite a little bit there towards the end, and you ran down Colton Hardy and just waited till that last lap and kind of took him there in 3 and 4.
Yeah. I was tracking him down all race, and we actually got together. I thank Wade Broadband for the phenomenal connection I was getting during the feature. I'm sure you saw basically turn into...
No, we didn't see you much.
Me and him kind of lagged into each other as I was trying to get by at the flag stand. Did a full 360, almost a spin and win. We were 2 spots away, but just gotta thank James Edens for the phenomenal setup. He busts his ass every night making these things. Makes me look good, and gotta thank Jake Swanson's stock technology making them virtual CSIs just perfect. And that's it. And thank Chris Roberts for putting on this phenomenal series. We'll try and get him next time.
All right, Rusty. Congratulations on third, and thanks for chatting with us.
All right, thank you.
Third place finisher. Now let's move it up just a notch here. See if we can talk to Mr. Chris Roberts, the Catfish himself, on his second place finish tonight. Talk to us about that race and that finish you picked up right there, Mr. Roberts.
Well, first, Carolina just beat Washington double OT. But
Is
Yeah.
that Quidditch or something? Are we talking about?
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah, that was a good hockey game. Glad we got done to see the end of it. But yeah, that was a good race. You know, I don't know what happened between I think the two Jameses and David there, but that kind of cleared my way to get the second. You know, did my thing, just stuck to the bottom, stuck to the middle of the track there, and I think Colton and Rusty must have got together because they were on my tail, and then they fell back, and I was in a nice little bubble and just running my own line.
Yeah, it looked like the track got pretty slick, and you were kind of running through the middle there, and there wasn't very much below you, and there was just about that much right at the top, but James was running at the top, and that car was just dialed in pretty good. Just tried to maintain what you had. Were you noticing that anybody was catching you from behind at all?
You know, like you said, I was running the middle, running where we were kicking all the loose stuff up onto, so running in that. After Rusty and Hardy, I think, got together, Colton, um, I just kind of maintained the gap, so I was happy with where I was, and was just hoping for a mistake out of James there that he'd pull a mistake, a rare one, and I might be able to sneak by for the win.
All right, man. Well, I'm sure you've got some shout-outs and some thank yous, and then we'll let you go celebrate a good second place and a win.
Well, I'm not really a Hurricanes fan. I'm Red Wings and Blue Jackets, but I'm hoping for the Hurricanes to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals if the Blue Jackets can make it, so I can go to Raleigh and watch the Blue Jackets play. But so it's a win. You know, Washington's knocked out. That's always good. But you know, as always, gotta give a shout out to Wiki Fishing for everything that they do for us. Paukens Custom Tailgate Games for bringing y'all the Wingless 360 action. Wicked Energy Gum and the Northwest Focus Midget Series for the midget race. So if you tuned in and watched the first race of the night, that had a great finish between LB and David. That was a great finish there.
Yeah, it was.
If you didn't watch it, go back and watch at least the end because that was a great finish. You know, you Roger up in the booth, you do a great job, and everybody who continually comes out supports us. You know, racing always big fields, big car counts, good competition, and you know all the fans out there that continually support us by watching.
All right. Well, congratulations again, and I will catch you tomorrow night.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Chris Roberts, your second place finisher. We'll get him in here. We'll see if James Eaton's got a moment. You got your ears on there, James?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, you got to the front and really, without the cautions, you never looked back. Drove away from these guys quite handily. Had about a straightaway lead on them. Talk to us about that race and picking up this win tonight.
Yeah, I mean, car was good. You know, finally had some luck on our side in one of these races. I think I've ran 2 or 3 this season and been wrecked out of all of them so far. So, you know, it's just definitely nice to finish and then nice to come out on top.
Track was pretty slick. You went to the top side, stayed up on the cushion for the most part there. You got the lead by going around on the bottom. When did the bottom go away for you?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it was really ever there until, you know, really late in the race. It seemed like it didn't really curb up. So once it got slick to the fence, you were just kind of hoping you didn't get into it too hard. You know, I started running the top of there 1 and 2 and the bottom of 3 and 4, just kind of being safe, and it was actually faster. So, but yeah, I got a good restart on tearing in there and just rolled the bottom and then threw a slider and held on to it from there.
All right, man. Well, you got some sponsors and some shout-outs you want to get out there, and then we'll let you go celebrate.
I just got to thank the Speed Lab guys and all the sponsors over there, and you know, DOB and guys for broadcasting it, man. It's always a good time.
All right, James, thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations again. We look forward to seeing you later on this week.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, your feature winner, Paukens Custom Tailgate Games 360 Wingless Cars, James Eden. Chris Roberts, the Catfish, coming home in second, and Rusty Kruger, the points leader in the series, picking up third with David Heileman's 15th place finish. That is going to extend the points lead a great deal. when we come back next week, he should have a pretty good lead. And we'll find out when we get closer to the end of the season, any drop weeks that happen, what that does to the points as we close out the season. But we're at the halfway point now. Looking forward to the rest of the season in the series. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. That is going to do it for us tonight. Saw 2 great races, a lot of last lap passes. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Don't forget, tomorrow night, triple header Thursday, Dirt Slingers at 8 Eastern, followed by the Wicked Cushion 410 Outlaw Series with the Dirty Old Bastards back-to-back shows for them. My thank you to everyone for tuning in. Likes, follows, shares. You guys, I appreciate it every single night that you do it. Love having everyone here. Hope you enjoy the shows. Until tomorrow night, keep it dirty. Good night, everybody.